on to something else. One thing that really pisses me off.
You already
I don't watch the game. I watch like the,
Yeah, we know that.
I don't watch the game.
Yeah, we know.
But I watch like the recap and the commentators.
Boom, you
like
fake. We're going to continue.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, brother. But one thing I hate, certain ones I hate, is inside the NBA.
What?
With Shaq.
That show on TV.
But yeah, that's one of the greatest.
Let me continue. Shaq, Barkley, the Jet, and it's always a white man controlling the niggas. Was it Ernie?
Ernie.
Every talk show is a white man controlling the niggas or how they talk. But anyway,
No,
Adonis
the talk
Haslam.
shows James Brown.
Adonis Haslam, he's the only one. Adonis Haslam, he came out and he G-checked guys at the inside NBA because they was talking about him. He said, I hear all the comments, even some of my peers, even now and then, they got jokes to crack. But I bust their ass too. Some of the guys that sit up there and behind them suits and TNT, they got jokes. I would tear their asses up. Ain't
Does he mean like in a fight?
No, see,
They said
basketball.
They said I out here smoking cigarettes and eating chicken, so they were shitting on him. But when it comes to them, those commentators that inside the NBA, they be so quick to crack on players. They go on Anthony Davis, and I feel like they some uppity niggas.
That's
And
their job.
one time I just saw them laughing. They're not even taking their job seriously.
That's
having fun.
why it's Emmy.
But that's their
I
job.
don't think y'all understand.
You know?
That's why that's a consistently Emmy winning show.
Yes, that's their job. And
They
then-
have the
They
best
too
show on
comfortable.
TV.
that's their job.
Except Charles
'Cause it's like
Barkley
niggas
and
sitting in
Ernie.
the living room.
Those Bama's have ships. That's what I'm trying to
and
talk
Charles
about.
Barkley is one of the
Yes.
50 greatest players ever. Charles Barkley.
Charles
is,
Barkley-
Yes.
the beast,
You
though.
could argue Shaq was one of the most dominant players in
I
basketball.
can't understand
The
what
most.
he's saying.
Yeah.
But he knows exactly what he's talking about. He's good. He's funny.
What are you talking
He's
about,
funny and look,
Creative.
I'm going to tell you like this: without
Charles Barkley's hilarious.
professional sports wouldn't be where it is without media and about stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So as much as we look at the articles where like folks like Kyrie and folks like Udonis Haslam want to like hate and feel like they're smarter than everybody else, like they still need that type of media. You still need that type of attention. Like without that type of attention, you wouldn't be able to see the NBA. You wouldn't be able to see the NFL.
Exactly.
And then it also just makes it entertaining. That's their job. You're going to tell me some former basketball players who've lived and breathed basketball, been in the locker room with these dudes, can't talk trash about some other basketball player? Come on, man. It's just all fun. It's all fun. And if you can't take that, imagine what goes on in the locker room with your own teammates.
Right.
Like, imagine playing when you were playing against Kobe Bryant, when you were playing against Kevin Garnett on the floor, and they were like, trash talking you and crapping on you and shitting on you all day.
And also as a little man on this show, I feel sorry for
Yeah, we know that.
for the Jet.
What?
They always get on him. They'll never let him talk. They always over talk him.
He's a monster, though. Kenny Jet Smith is a monster. And look,
You saw the way they treat him on that show?
he has this little stat thing, and he has his little stat thing, and he shows that he runs faster than every single one of them. And that's why Charles and Shaq try to run faster than them, try to get the head start.
I say,
So they got Crawford over there.
Yeah,
it,
come on,
it
man.
started with just Ernie and Kenny. Like that was the start of the of the whole thing, and then Chuck came on,
All right.
Yeah.
and then Shaq came on, and now it's just like the perfect show.
I have a question. So what's the guy that was like ready to go against LeBron, the light skinned guy that was playing for Memphis?
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did they kick him off the team, but LeBron was just physical with somebody on the court?
Oh, they didn't kick him off the team. They just said they weren't going to
Yeah.
re-sign him to another contract.
His
His
contract
contract
was up.
finished. And they weren't going to re-sign him just because I guess it was such an embarrassing thing. The dude was talking so much trash, but then couldn't back it up.
Yeah.
Ain't back up.
He didn't back it up one bit.
And he had the worst season of his career.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Like,
And he blamed the
all
media,
his
even
numbers
though he
just
was talking the shit.
tanked this
Yeah.
year.
Speaking of talking
He's going
shit,
somewhere. He'll get a squad. It's just the
Shang-Chi.
situation didn't make sense.
Welcome to Bang G.
He will be a Shang-Chi Tiger next season.
you're
With Dwight Howard.
hilarious.
I'm so serious.
Go ahead, Justin.
Dog. Hey, yo, speaking of talking shit, right? Hey, look, let's talk about Shannon Sharp leaving FS1.
Undisputed, yeah.
Undisputed. Skip.
Man.
Skip. He done skipped on Skip. Hey,
He done skipped on.
guess what?
But that was
That's a
random.
jiffy, though, baby.
He still had-
Hey, you get that one. Hey, look.
He still had time on his contract too, so I don't know.
We'll
He's
see.
leaving after the
After the finals.
Right.
Yeah, he's done.
What do you feel about that?
I think that he'll get some. We'll go somewhere else. Like I think his podcast. I think his podcast Club Shay Shay has been like growing, and the brother still, he knows his stuff. Like
You
he
think,
knows-
you think he's beefing with Skip ever since what happened a couple months ago?
I think he's just beefing with the actual, the higher ups because he's just like the trend of what's been happening. You know what I'm saying? So with him, like, arguing with John Morant out of nowhere from the stands and stuff like that. And then, and maybe he does, he and Skip did have a little bit of beef.
He's definitely a Skip thing.
I concur to that. And then here's where we want to go.
Stephen A. Smith did drop Max Kellerman that one time.
And so here's another thing too. Guys that have those platforms where they have a white person that comes back and then they say, hey, they make issues and then they say, oh, you can't do your job. First of all, the person that they're talking about, they say you're a commentator, that's true, but you don't play the sport.
Right.
Yeah.
And you talk shit?
Yeah.
Nah.
He does. He can back
that
it
don't
up,
make
though.
no
He's
sense.
a champ.
Shannon Sharp can back it up though.
He's a champ. He's a champ.
Shannon Sharp is a 3-time champion.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Shannon
He's
Sharp
done
is
it.
8-time Pro Bowl.
Years.
Shannon Sharp can say what the fuck he want to say.
Exactly,
Right.
because he's done it and he's done it.
Yes.
Not no Skip. Not look.
Exactly. He
Look,
not
look,
Skip
look.
Bayless, so none of these
I'm
other niggas
sorry.
ain't never done it.
I can see
Nothing.
I can see him going to Ryan Clark's show or I Am an Athlete.
Ryan Clark is a
Or going
great
to I Am an
man.
Athlete.
Oh,
One of them
yeah.
joints.
Ryan Clark is a
Athlete on
real
YouTube?
man.
Yeah,
That's not a network though. It's not Fox.
No, but it's big enough. It's
big enough,
It's big
though.
enough. It's big
It's
enough.
authentic enough.
Yeah.
We got